So the big question is how to break into a new routine, or how to leave an old routine that's been around for many years. And we see that's a very difficult, can be a very difficult thing to do, is to actually build a new routine around actually each day in the week and what you do. So that's what we're talking about today. So it's Gary here from Finishing Strong on Mission, our YouTube channel. And how to break into a new routine is quite a good topic. We've done quite a bit of research. We've spoken to a lot of leaders about it. And I think a lot of people are saying that they can't train. We talk about strength training, for over 50s. That's actually been the latest focus and topic, is how to get stronger and how to maintain increased capacity and not look forward to a decline as we get older, like some people do. We can reverse that, but it's a process. So routines can be guidelines. They can be actually quite a good thing because it can keep us on track. To have a good routine and design it and be aware of it can be a good thing. But it can also keep us stuck in life, which none of us want to be stuck, especially as we get older. We want to be excited about the future. So, we're talking about health and fitness and getting into start training. We did that last month's video was about, we all need to know we have to train, and we just don't train. Most of us don't train. Very small percentage of people over 50 and 60 actually go to the gym regularly and can maintain or actually build muscle mass, which is very difficult to do as you get older, but it's possible. So to change something, to change routines, to change habits, sometimes it can take a shock. Of the death of a loved one, losing a job. There's many things in life that can really shock us. An accident, children getting sick, anything can happen, and it can really shock us into reality. And how do we change, or how do we go from here? So sometimes it can be a bad thing. Sometimes it can just be a dream that we have and a passion that we got to chase something. As we get older, you can't just sit and chill and look forward to retirement. We have to be on a mission, we believe. And so we got to chase something, whether it's goals, fitness, business. Still, you can, a lot of people start businesses when they're older. They have a better chance of success. But a lot of, I've been to a lot of conferences and I've read a lot of books, and, a lot of the gurus talk about the way you think, the way you feel is the way you act. I don't know if you've heard that, but, it generates from thinking to feeling, emotions to acting. And I suppose it is a process from thought down to the action. And there were 3 questions that we came up with that we thought would be relevant to ask ourselves and each other. And the 3 questions are as follows. The first one is who are you becoming? Your identity as you age. What are you chasing? As I said, we've got to chase something. If you find you're chasing nothing, or you have no goals and visions and dreams, then you really got to sit down and write them out. So what are you becoming? What is your identity? How do you see yourself? Number 2 would be, what do you believe? How do you talk about yourself? I was talking to a guy the other day, an accountant, and he said, we talk about, hey, what do you do? What keeps you busy? What keeps you on mission? He said, no, I'm just an accountant. And I said, no, dude, you're not just an accountant. You keep business people up to date so they know their numbers and can make decisions. Don't call yourself just an accountant or just a lawyer or just whatever. That's speaking down to yourself. It's a very negative self-talk. I said, you must be proud that you're an accountant. My brother's a chartered accountant. He's done exceptionally well because they have knowledge and they have wisdom about business and numbers, and they can read financial documents. So that's just an example, but don't ever speak down to yourself. I'm just a whatever it may be. It's very negative. So reframe that thinking, like your identity. I'm a warrior. I'm going to conquer. I'm an athlete. I'm not going to be a slob. I'm going to become an athlete, and you're competing with yourself. Don't worry about how many other people are out there doing better or worse. There's always something, when you get into the boxing ring or onto karate floor, there's always someone better and there's always someone worse. So you can always focus on, I'm always someone's better than me, or hang on, I'm better than everybody. Don't get arrogant and don't get too full of yourself. And don't also put yourself down all the time. So it's a dangerous way of thinking, we find. So let me just go through the 3, not long today, just some important points. What are you becoming? What do you identify as? What's your self-speak? What do you believe in? You must believe and have faith. On this channel, we have faith in God. We believe that the Lord has a purpose for us. So what are you believing? What are you talking about yourself to other people? I'm just no, I'm full on, man, and I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm getting better every year. And then what do you do? What are the action steps? What options do you have around you? What do you have at your disposal? Are you using your capacity? What's your action? So I think that fills in quite good, or that fits in quite good with that think, feel, and act. So therefore, they're everybody says, well, it's quite important what you think about. If you're going to think and you're going to feel with emotion, and then you're going to do something, because we only act out of emotion, really. It's like we learn that in marketing. So then it comes, if you go back a step and say, well, hang on, then your quality of thinking is quite important. And then the thinking comes, well, what are you putting in front of your face? What are you putting in front of your eyes? What are you focusing on? What are you reading on? If you're reading on bad stuff all the time, then maybe that's the path that you're going to end up taking action on. But if you read the word in the morning, or you think of something positive, or you have a good call with a family, or you're uplifted, or you're looking at something that's lifting you up, and people like John Maxwell say, are like buttons in the lift. They either take you down or up. So who are you putting yourself around? Are you actually being lifted up, or you've been taken down? And I think that's like, it's so easy to say, but it's so important to actually action that. Now, I was listening to a TED talk by Stephen Danier, and he spoke about marginal adjustment. The theme today is obviously talking about a new routine. And that marginal adjustment, that little bit, and how he achieved great things by changing listening to music in the car to listening to a podcast. It's quite fascinating, that listening to that talk. And the other guy, that book I read last year was Atomic Habits, where they talk about stacking good habits on top. But it starts with, like he says, incremental habits, like maybe changing, don't buy sugar, don't buy cake and sweets, don't buy it, because then you won't eat it. So start little things. Maybe after supper, go for a walk. Just try something, start doing a little bit of resistance training, and start looking at a regime. Start reading up on building muscle mass as you get older. Start doing some research. And the more research I found we do on specific topics, the more you get interested, and the more you realize what's possible, and you start going in that direction, and your thinking starts changing. And obviously, the think, feel, and act comes into place. That seems to be how it works. So I just want to make sure that, so we prepared, and we're going to be publishing it next month, a 4-month plan, 4-month structured plan on how to start training again, especially for the men and women out there that haven't trained, where they haven't trained and they're out of shape for the last 10 years. How do you start? Very difficult for us who trains every day. The gym is our friend, or it's easy, but for some people that's been out of it for a while, it's not that easy just to walk in and rock and roll and let's go for it, because it can be a bit hostile. Or if you go into an MMA training session, you're probably going to get hurt. So you've got to be so careful how you start. And we've got a 4-month program that's documented, that we're just getting checked. And we deal with, our fundamentals are mixed martial arts. That's what we deal with, and CrossFit and training. So we deal with quite a few sports people. We just want to make sure that the program we publish is in line, and also obviously about checking with your doctor, go and have your blood work done, go and check everything before you start anything actually. So it comes back to, and I was talking to another leader, a successful man, and he just said, look, he doesn't have time. He just doesn't have time with his current routine. And I said, no, I don't believe that, because leadership is about managing time, allocating time, and managing money, managing your budget and managing your time that you don't get back. So if you can't allocate time to a priority like fitness and strength, especially when you get older, then there's a problem, and we need to discuss your thinking. Because, for example, someone came to visit and a while back, and there was this person in a wheelchair, and they're quite a large person, and they couldn't get up 2 stairs. So I said, hey, no worries, I'll just help you up the stairs, So I got another guy on the other side, and I really battled. And if I didn't do deadlift at CrossFit, I don't think I would have been able to pick that person up. Because imagine we picked them up on the 2 stairs, and it was like hectic. That was quite heavy. And if you didn't train, you'd probably pull your back out. And I also broke down, and I used to have a few years ago, I used to have an Audi Q7, and the spare wheel's a massive thing. It's a huge, heavy thing. Now imagine breaking down, and I did on the highway, and I had to take the wheel out. Imagine saying to your family, no, I can't lift the wheel out of the back. Lucky I could, because I'm doing deadlifts and clean and jerks and these things at gym, so I could pick it up, but it wasn't easy. And there's so many things, like playing with your grandkids, or just, take a lot of people to the airport, and I'm going to pick up all those bags and take them down the stairs, and they're quite heavy. You take 2 bags, it's 40 kilos. So I think if you're not training and you get older, you're going to actually hurt yourself. And imagine saying to your children or your family, no, I can't carry this, or I can't help you. And it's like, no, we can't have that. We need, as men and women as well, we need to maintain our strength. So just some real world examples, like I realized then when I was doing those things that if I didn't train, I probably either would have hurt myself or said, like, I can't do it. And that's not great, eh? Anyway, so I think what motivated me, and I think a lot of people know my story, we've had some deaths in the family, people that had, our family members that had cancer, and it was just traumatic, and it's such a struggle. And I think it's one of the reasons I started this channel and why I talk to so many people, and because when you have a sickness or disease, and I've been at the bedside of friends dying, it's traumatic. And the one thing I noted though is the strength is gone. The strength and the muscle mass, it's like destroyed. And the pain was so hectic. Once someone goes onto morphine, it's just traumatic. And I think that's something that got to me with all the cases we've had, and all of the trauma that we've gone through, is that the pain and the strength is gone. And once your strength is gone, especially I'm always talking to the older cohort of 50, 60 and older, it's going to be very difficult to get it back. So I think that's what motivates me to actually train harder and to help others, because I see people that are totally out of shape. A lot of people are out of shape. And it's a sad thing, because you're losing capacity in every area of your life. You're losing energy, you're losing focus. And it's just a concern and a worry, and I hope I can help a lot of men and women that are getting older to say, be careful, because it's a slippery slope as you get older. And once you've seen and witnessed the strength that goes out of a person, and the muscle mass depleting, and the pain, it's like, what do we do, man? This is not good. So anyway, I thought I'd share that. Then and if we're still on this earth as you get older, there has to be a purpose for our lives. And we definitely ask the Lord to direct our path. Because, as in Rick Warren's famous book, The Purpose-Driven Life, which is excellent. If you haven't read it, I recommend you read it. There's a purpose. We all have a shape. We're all designed for something. We all have a talent. I think we need to move in that shape that we built for, that we designed for, that God intended for us. And then there's a flow, and then there's a purpose. So, I think when you're in that purpose, we're at peace. And isn't that what, as you get older, I think apart from being fit and healthy, the number one thing we need is to have peace, and strength. That's really, I think, the message I'm trying to get out there. And one thing, just quickly, we must all go to our urologist, especially the men, and women must have their checks done. And, my testosterone level was a bit low, so I had a bit of testosterone therapy, and he checked cholesterol, which is, borderline, and PSA, which was a bit high, and after I changed diet, it actually came down a bit. And all these things get checked. And I said to him, what are the other guys over 60 and 70 and older? And he said, look, a lot of men just their testosterone drops, that they're not pushing like, hey, I need some testosterone therapy, or I need, what do I need to do? I need to train harder. I need to adjust what I'm doing to be on it. And he said, a lot of guys are just saying, it's okay. They're not going to do anything. They're overweight. They're not going to train. They're in their routine. The alcohol consumption's a bit higher. Maybe they're smoking, but they're not driven to do anything. They're looking forward to, they are retired, or they're looking forward to retirement, and they just want to chill, and they're just happy to stop. And I think that thinking is what I'm trying to reverse. Is like, imagine that the forward thinking, or the forward looking plan, is decline. Because once you stop being driven and you stop thinking, it's a decline. What else is there? And if you're not going to train and your testosterone drops, your muscle mass is going to drop, you're going to get overweight, you're going to get thin legs and arms. Okay, then that's fine. And I'm saying no, there's a better way to do this. There's a better way to end. And that's why we call the show Finishing Strong, because I'm here to help you to say we can reverse that. And I'm witness to that. I'm still training mixed martial arts at pound for pound. I'm still at CrossFit. I still do gym every day. I think you've got to train every day as you get older. Twice or 3 times a week is not going to cut it. So we've developed this program, and we're going to be publishing it quite soon to help people that are out of shape. And we also have a mentoring program and a coaching program to help people into it. So I already got some guys I'm helping to train with them and to help them to just get going and show them the fundamentals of balance, of strength, of cardiovascular and mobility. We need to be mobile. It doesn't help being so strong and so stiff that you can't move. So we need that balance of mobility, cardio, and strength. And that's what that program is about. So anyway, moving right on. So we've also just published a video that's got 5 steps on how to start a new routine. I didn't want to go through the whole thing. It'll take too long. So it's already published on our channel. Just go to our channel, Finish Strong on Mission, and you'll find it there. 5 steps to start a new routine. It's got 5 clear, mapped out steps on just get your thinking right and how to start and break into that old routine and get the new routine going. So comment on us. We've got a Facebook group. You can go to Finish Strong on Facebook. It's a group. Just join it. We'll let you in. And we're going to be posting certain videos on getting up from the floor. There's certain things we've been doing at MMA. There's certain things we're going to post on how to squat properly and how to just do certain things and routines. And then we'll talk more about our 4-month program and our mentoring or coaching sessions that we have that we actually help people, because I believe I'm driven to help people now to get better, because what I see and who I speak to, it's really bad. When I got to help a younger guy my age, a guy younger than me, and when I got to help him out his chair because he's so physically incapacitated, or help him off the ground, then I think now something's wrong, because I'm older than them and they're not doing well. So anyway, that's our mission. So comment, join us, watch our videos, like, subscribe, all those things. So we're here to help you, and we're here to bring you. We do research. We speak to lots of people in the fitness industry and older people. So we're here to help you and give you information and give you hope, I suppose. Give you hope and say, hey, let's pray about what we can do better. Let's get direction from God, and look forward with hope and faith, because we're on this earth.